Does your weight matter? I get this question over and over and over and over and over and over and over again from students in the Perfect Match program. I need to lose some weight. I want to go to the gym so that I can attract a right partner. I want a fit partner. Does that mean I need to be super fit? The truth is that as women, our weight varies in the same day by up to 5 pounds or about 2 kilos. In the same day, I can go from looking 5 months pregnant to looking like I just ran a marathon. My stomach is concave. So I have seen myself that weight isn't a static thing, which is the complete opposite philosophy from what we're trying to focus on in the Perfect Match program. By now, you have at least begun working on your IPP, a description of your ideal partner's lifestyle, values, and mindset. All of these things, though they can change, they tend to be static. If you are living in a big cosmopolitan city right now, you might move, but you'll move to another big cosmopolitan city. There's a guy in my database who grew up in the suburbs of Detroit. Now, Detroit is a big city, but it's not very cosmopolitan and it's definitely not particularly international. It's known as a former industrial city that is currently going through a bit of a decline and they're trying to revive it. He has consistently lived in places that are just like Detroit. They're small cities, they're nice enough, they're great for cost of living, great places to raise a family, but nowhere that you would recognize if you weren't from the United States. This is his lifestyle. He's not a big city guy. He's also not a rural guy. He doesn't want to live in the middle of nowhere. He wants to live in a city and have access to the benefits of a city, but he doesn't want to pay the cost of living in Chicago or New York or even Boston. This is why he has moved from Detroit to small cities all over the United States, staying within the same cost of living and always staying in cities where his dollar would get him a lot of space and where he would need to use a car. This is the definition of your lifestyle. We want to focus on things that remain static. One year during the second lockdown, I thought to myself, okay, it's lockdown. I'm alone. I want to work on my diet. I have a lot of food allergies. So I told myself, this lockdown, I'm going to commit to eating in accordance with respect for my stomach. That month, I think I must have lost like 10 pounds or more. My pants were so much looser by the end of that 1 month of lockdown. I was amazed. And this is just by going on an anti-inflammatory diet. It showed me just how much my weight can change. And I went to hang out with one of my close friends at the end of lockdown. He was like, oh my God, you look totally different. It made me realize that weight isn't a static factor, and therefore it's not particularly useful to our approach in attracting the right husband. We want to focus on factors that are more or less static. The political party someone is going to vote for, how they feel about their family, how often they call their parents, things that don't tend to vary. The type of city they like to live in, the amount of money they tend to spend on rent or their mortgage. In the past 12 months, I have spent time in Mumbai and in Paris. And the fact of the matter is, I'm spending the same amount of rent in Paris as in Mumbai. It hasn't changed because my lifestyle hasn't fundamentally changed. You want to take the same approach. Focus on the elements that don't really change, no matter where in the world a guy might be living or where you might be living. And by focusing exclusively on those static elements, we magnetize a man who also shares those static elements and attract him into our life, a man who matches your ideal partner profile. Sure, some men like women who weigh 100 pounds, some men like women who weigh 150 pounds, and some men like women who weigh 200 pounds. It varies. There is someone for every pound on the scale. I have found that it's not quite useful to focus on how much you weigh right now and what kind of man would be attracted to that, but to focus on your lifestyle values and mindset, which are part of what determine the state of your health right now. Many of us are living very sedentary lifestyles, so we have to put a lot of effort into having the level of physical movement that will enable us to be at our ideal weight. I know that if I don't count the number of steps I'm taking every day, I can very easily walk less than 10K steps, which is my goal. Your goal might be totally different, but goals vary. They change year by year. Your lifestyle values and mindset don't. So when you think about the kind of man you want to attract, focus on your lifestyle values and mindset and keep your worries about weight for the time that you spend at the gym, no more, no less.